this is a bit of advice to people who like to make threats. If you're going to make a threat and say, here's a dark future I want you to consider, make it dissimilar from the status quo. That seems like a good idea. So if you say, if you do X, we'll shut down any progress in the Senate. If the status quo is no progress in the Senate, that's not as scary of a prospect as you seem to believe it is. And for Mitch McConnell, if the dark future is when we get in power, we won't have any respect for precedent, we'll just do whatever we want. That's already what you've been doing. Your threats suck because you're just describing the way things have been. We're not gonna keep the filibuster so you can block everything at the risk of you blocking everything. That doesn't make any sense. Maybe it makes sense to a conservative audience, but to people who actually care about what the Senate could possibly achieve, that's nothing. That's not actually a threat. That's nonsensical.
Like I think, but I think a winning strategy, I don't think it's a good policy, but a winning strategy is for Biden, Manchin, Sinema to say, reestablish the filibuster. Reestablish the filibuster, because that's what it is. Right now, it's cloture. Filibuster is like a bastardized term at this point. Filibuster is pirating the floor to talk until, if you go back to Roman times, until the sun goes down and we don't have electric lights, so we all have to go home. Like that's how it originally started. And all the people who did that were bastards. There's only one time it's ever been used for like a noble cause. The other times it was literally to stop civil rights from happening. And Lindsey, and all those failed. They still will pass these bills, but if they frame it as we need to save the filibuster and make it so that these guys have to, grandstand for a long time, we'll do it. But we need to focus on that other thing that they were talking about, which is the quorum call. Like, do you realize how bad of optics that is? What cowards the Republicans are that they're not even gonna show up? Historically, there was something very similar to that in the past. In the House of Representatives, it was called the silent filibuster, where they would do roll call, and if you didn't say here, you technically didn't, meet the requirements for quorum. And it was a big problem around what time? The Civil War. Like it was used to stop it. And so at that time also, we have a proud tradition of people overcoming obstructionists. So what they did in that time, when people were silently not saying here so they wouldn't be counted, the sergeant at arms locked the doors, and the person doing roll call just said, I see you, you're here. I see you, you're here. They freaked out. Folks ran for the doors, found that they were locked, and the vote happened. And there was a huge fight on the House of Representatives floor because some folks made some terrible threats to obstruct the original intention of the Constitution. And when they got called out for it, they ended up losing. Yeah, because it is a cowardly move to say, well, we're just not gonna come to work. Yeah.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.